This is the George S Mickelson Trail in the Black Hills of South Dakota. In this week's episode, John and I ride all 109 miles of this classic American rail trail, and I'll share with you what we learned along the way, a little history, the logistics, and hopefully inspire you to visit as well. We did it, 50 miles. Okay, we just finalized our last shuttle, and I think we are good for this trip. But don't wait to the last minute like we do. Okay, let's go. We have 100 miles to get to the campground where we're going to stay. Welcome to Custer. It took 1,000 people 255 days to build the 114-mile Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad between Deadwood and Edgemont. It took 15 years to complete the George Mickelson Trail with the cooperation of these entities. We got a nice spot here, don't you think? Got a nice view. They are close together, but we've got a view. Our campsite is right up on top of that hill. The trail is named for former Governor George Mickelson, who supported the rail but died in a plane crash before it was completed. So this morning we are driving up to Hill City, and we're going to get a shuttle from there up to Deadwood, and then we'll ride to Hill City, pick up our van, come back here to the RV park. And then tomorrow we may just leave from this RV park because we're not that far from Hill City. So yesterday we rode our bikes down to Custer and got some warmer gear for me and a lighter weight, a different weight raincoat. I didn't really have the proper raincoat. So we found that in Custer, and I got some longer socks, something that goes up to my knees because it's been quite cold, although it's supposed to warm up as the week progresses. It's right now foggy, and but I'm thinking the sun will come out eventually. But at least the wind has died. Yesterday was quite windy. We're excited about this ride, and what we did yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. Right now I'm wearing, I think, 4 layers here. This jacket is a smart wool, just in case it gets wet or something. There is a chance of rain, but later this evening. And then I also have I have a vest I'm going to wear and the rain jacket, which can act as a windbreaker. And I think I'll wear my Dirty Girl gaiters to keep my feet a little bit warmer. There's some kind of a rerouting around Deadwood, supposedly. And we will come down this way. This is all today. And then down to Hill City, which is right down here. And then we just drive back to our campground, which is about right there. What's the high today?
High 60s.
Oh, okay. That's doable, especially if there's no wind.
If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Yeah, it's true. You can't depend on getting Goldilocks weather, no matter what your outdoor activity. But here in mid-June, we were lucky to squeeze in between a heat wave and predicted rain. Lots of big rigs, lots of cyclists. Everybody has bikes. Bikes. Oh, that's the Bikes and Boats place. Both of the shuttle operators we booked with allowed cancellations for bad weather. Shuttle costs vary depending on the operator and how many people are in the vehicle. Okay. We were glad to have quick-release pedals because getting our bikes on this rack was a challenge. The drive from Hill City to Deadwood took about 90 minutes because of a detour taking us down a dirt road. Deadwood is the obvious starting point, as it is 2,300 feet higher than Edgemont. The settlement of Deadwood began illegally in the 1870s on land that had been granted to the Dakota people in the Treaty of Laramie. But when gold was discovered, squatters moved in, leading to disputes and eventually the arrival of Colonel George Custer. The trail is home to 16 trailheads, over 100 converted railroad bridges, 4 rock tunnels, and dozens of interpretive trail signs to inform and educate. See the rail line right here, they just graveled over it. After construction of Deadwood's railroad system in 1890, 3 significant washouts occurred at this location in 1908, 1909, and 1927. I think that little shack is that one, or replaced it with one. Same location. That is Lead, where the deepest gold mine ever was drilled there. Something like 8,500 feet deep. Founded in 1876 after the discovery of gold, the city of Lead is named for the leads or lodes of deposits of valuable ore. .7 million ounces of gold went over 8,000 feet deep, and the rock temperatures could reach 130 degrees. Wow. And there's the mine. Longest continuously operated gold mine in the world. The town has been added to the National Register of Historic Places and has over 400 buildings and 580 acres included in the district. Do this sometime with our grandkids. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
We just passed the first trail support people. They check passes, but it's nice to know they're out here. They are. You know, this is a big switchback here. Gonna go up there. Leaving Deadwood, you have 13 miles of continuously uphill trail. After Lead, you reach an intersection with two options: the Kirk Trailhead with a 17% grade, which is not advised, or the much less severe Sugarloaf Trailhead. There are some ominous-looking clouds over there. There are 12 well-thought-out trailheads with shelters, restrooms, repair stations, and most with water. I encourage you to stop and read the historical information posted at each one. How interesting. They used the lids from cyanide that was used in the gold mining operations and covered this. Wow. Used them as shingles and siding for their buildings. Behind this building, not far from those trees, grows one of the few stands of lodgepole pines in the Black Hills. Wow. Look at all those lids. Wow. The trail is beautifully maintained, and we were happy to support it with the purchase of an annual pass, which we bought in Custer at one of the shops. Otherwise, you can purchase at the trailheads, but you'll need exact change. It's nice that they have plenty of benches along the trail. We've only done 20 miles. We have another 30 to go. It's supposed to be downhill here, but we got a ferocious headwind. This is the story about the grizzly bear that Custer shot. This used to be a town, the town of Nahant, 1890, lumbering and mining town of 500 people. So this is the old Montana mine. Didn't produce much gold. It didn't open and close. Yeah. There's a good chance you'll run into the same people throughout the day. This was the couple we rode up with in the shuttle.
We got ourselves.
We saw.
I think we got ourselves.
Yeah, we got ourselves.
Snake's fine.
Snake's fine.
I saw a deer earlier. Maybe he's cold.
Yeah.
Come on, stick your tongue out like you were before.
He does not seem worried about it at all.
Come on. I don't know. It's a short tunnel though. You can see the light. Oh yeah, yeah it is. The wiring. Okay, no flashlights required in this one. It's a shorty. somewhere along here. Huh. Oh, there you go. Here, there is a store here. We have 22.5 miles to go. No. Boy, is that dark. This is the old town of Mystic. And there's still some buildings here from when it was mostly a lumber industry. I'll show you where all the spots are. Here's one right behind this building. Kind of neat. I think that was the assay office. This site is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. We passed these tailings on the way up, and one of the guys that was with the driver said that it was a placer mine, and which is kind of rare in this area. Most of the gold mining is hard rock, but this is what left over from the placer mining. Onward and upward.
This rock kind of looks like petrified wood.
Yeah, it does. Uh-oh, is it too dark? Oh no, it's not. John has a flashlight. Whoops. Over, around, or tunnel through, and tunnel through they did. Wow, 1890 to 1891. Horses, human labor, explosives, primitive tools. Yep. The railroad crew laid more than 100 miles of track and built more than 100 trestles in just 255 days. Wow, I wonder how many workers there were. Miles to go, but I gotta fix my mirror. It keeps flopping around. Starting to get a little bit damp, so we better hit the road. I think we have like 3 miles to go, John. Did it, 50 miles. Back with 3 bars. I was really cranking on it.
3 bars.
What?
I got 3 bars.
Okay. Yeah. We're back at the campground and tired, but feeling pretty good. Shouldn't have any problem tomorrow. Had a big meal in Hill City and some ice cream. I would say it was a 7. It wasn't great ice cream. It was just ice cream. And we're going to relax and get ready for tomorrow. Round 2, day 2, another 50 miles, or just short of that. I didn't realize you can see Crazy Horse from our campground. Rather than drive 11 miles back to Hill City to complete the trail, we chose to leave from our campground and fill in the remainder on a 3rd day. Time to take off some layers. The most popular part of the Mickelson Trail is the first 50 or so miles, as it is cooler and more interesting. But we enjoyed the solitude of day 2, and with a shuttle scheduled for 3 p.m., we got an early start. I think we've seen more old cars in South Dakota than any place else, just abandoned on the side of whatever, like this one. I want one of those as yard art. Look at this. John's father had tuberculosis. After World War II, they told him he'd never have kids because he had so many fluoroscopes. Is that what they called it? He had 7. Okay, now we're on the lookout for bison. It's the white elephant mine. You're supposed to be able to see it on the other side of the highway. They mined feldspar. It was shipped to Illinois to make glaze for bathroom fixtures. Oh yeah, that's it. Yep. That. And that. We made it to Pringle, and we're at the, I don't know what they call this, the bicycle something or other. It's weird. Need a bike park? They got them all. This bike sculpture was built about 30 years ago on land owned by Dolly Evans. Her husband owned a repair shop in town, and people would sometimes leave old bicycles. Eventually, he had a pile of bikes to make this sculpture, and people continued to add to it. Dolly says that cyclists are free to help themselves to any bike parts that they may need. Black Hills Lime Company. The water cistern in the photo was once underground. Only the lid was visible above ground. What cistern? I don't see it. Our ride happened to coincide with one of 2 annual trail treks, so we were expecting to run into hundreds of other riders. But unbeknownst to us, their first day starts in Custer and heads south, so we didn't see a single rider until we reached Edgemont. Having someone else deal with the logistics is a great way to ride the trail. You can find more information about the organized rides online. Lunchtime. We've been seeing these W's everywhere, and that was a sign for the engineer to blow his whistle to warn people. And then the hole to the west of the trail is the Lean Gravel Quarry, where they mined fuller's earth and pumice. Feels good to get off your bike and walk a little bit, but we haven't seen a single rider from that large group yet. And they got a long way to go, all uphill, all the way into Custer. They've done a really good job with these stops, don't you think?
I do.
Okay, snack heaven right here. Peanut butter and jelly. Got to hurry a bit because we have a 3 o'clock shuttle. It is now 12:30 and we have 22 miles to go. Something seriously is wrong if we haven't seen any of those people yet. So they had to truck water in for the railroad. There you go. We like this one. It's yummy. I use about a half yeah, it's sweetened with stevia. It's a bit of a dusty trail.
My new nickname is Dusty.
Okay, Dusty, let's get going.
There was a rock that got stuck between the auxiliary battery and its port,
Oh.
and it pushed the plug out,
Oh.
which shut down the whole system. So I'm trying to figure out why don't I have it.
Sheep Canyon Trestle, 126 feet high and 700 feet long. It's the largest on the trail. Trestle was so rickety, the freight train engineer would stop the train and walk across. Once across, the other person on the train would put the train into gear and jump off. When the train got to the other side, the engineer would hop on, stop the train, and wait for the other person to walk across. It's a beautiful canyon. Wow.
Gotta put on my sunscreen.
Your pants are dirty. I guess my legs are too, but you can't tell. Sheep Canyon. This is the last rest area on the trail until we get to Edgemont, and we have 7 miles. So we must be riding on what was the trestle. Then they filled it in. Wow, that must have been quite a feat to fill in all this. Try to drop off. There's a bunch of inscriptions on the rocks. What a view. The view is amazing up here. So those guys in the truck back there, they said that we're not going to see the bikers because they're already down in Edgemont. They started in Hill City. No, I don't know where they started. Anyway, we're not going to see them. They're probably down in Edgemont eating all my ice cream. Wow. Look at that. Whoa. Now we know what those things are for. Wow. I think it's ironic that we got stopped by a train. Okay, bud, how long is this train? We could be here a while. Good thing we got here early. It's gonna be a long train. We had to move sites, but we got a nice view back here. But this morning, we're gonna go for a bike ride. We're gonna ride our bikes to Hill City, which is about 11 miles from here.
Downhill for 11?
Yeah, John says downhill for 11 and then uphill for 11. We're at the Crazy Horse Memorial. We have a headwind. What is the chances that's going to be that way when we come back?
Well, I remember that day we cycled to Scotland and it was blowing in our face in the evening and it was blowing in our face going back in the morning, so...
Yep.
I hope.
Okay. Our final day on the trail, we headed north out of our campground to Hill City. It was a beautiful morning, but temperatures were heading into the 90s. Aren't you gonna say ole?
Ole, 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 ole.
On our return, we were pleasantly surprised to run into viewers we had met last year when we were camped in California. Yes, I remember that.
And we just watched you, and I said, I wonder if we run into that.
They were also staying at the same RV park, and later that evening we had a wonderful chat and then were treated to some beautiful South Dakota weather. It's a good thing you have a loud whistle, because that's what got me to turn around and come back. But it's fun to run into people, but it's also even more fun to run into them twice. and they are camped at our campground. So we'll see them again tonight. Yeah, they got our spot. They got the spot we had to leave to get this sunny, hot spot, and they took our nice shady spot. 22.77 miles. Man, it's coming down now. Whew. There's some big hail that came down. Oh, yep, there's a piece. Oh, wow. Gosh. That is loud and oh my gosh. Whoa. Wow. Look at the road, John. Pretty incredible. Our first full-on hailstorm. Oh my gosh. That was really close. Wow. That was so freaking close.